KX News Storm Team.
Welcome back to KX News at 10 and a happy 21st night of September to you. I'll pass along a little bit of pertinent astronomical information, I should say, for tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be the autumn equinox, more commonly known as the first day of fall, and that's when the sun is going to appear to rise due east and set due west of us. And daylight hours are going to be about the same everywhere from the pole to the equator. So that means that if you're up in Canada, if you're down near the equator, it will be about a 12-hour and 9 to 10 minute day, give or take a few minutes. Dickinson and Bismarck just a minute shorter than Minot and Williston. And this is actually going to be the day where the days in Minot and Williston are going to start being a little bit shorter than the days at Dickinson and Bismarck, which is the opposite of what it's like during the summertime when the days are longer than the nights. So a little bit of a change upcoming now that we are entering fall. Of course, you wouldn't have known that if you looked at temperatures earlier this afternoon. We were broadly in the 80s across a lot of the area, especially up near the Canadian border. Got up to 88 there out at Wolf Point earlier today, and some upper 70s across much of the south central part of North Dakota. So it is going to be a losing battle as we push forward with those nights becoming longer than the days, but for now we will hang on to that late summer weather. The satellite isn't showing much, and in fact this is a 24-hour loop stretching all the way back to earlier on Sunday and pushing in through today, and notice that not much is changing. There's been barely any clouds in the sky, nothing in the way of rainfall across much of North Dakota, so a very quiet late summer day, late summer Sunday in fact, so it would have been pretty nice to be outside if you were doing any activities earlier today. We are going to remain in a bit of a quaint pattern because we have this ridge that is set up just about right over the northern plains, and it's going to help deflect any energy that tries to make its way in our direction. Notice there is some rain showers with this little disturbance moving through over the northern Rockies, but the current expectation right now is that this is going to be deflected off to our south, and there's going to be showery stormy activity down on the central plains down towards Nebraska, Colorado, Kansas, but we're going to remain generally warm with maybe a few high clouds drifting over the area and not much in the way of rain chances. Maybe a glancing shower possible across southwest North Dakota later tomorrow afternoon. Temperature-wise right now, we're sitting right around the 60-degree mark, a few upper 50s starting to pop up with some upper 60s remaining out towards northeast Montana where they really got warm this afternoon, and we're expected to cool off right to around 50 degrees once again as we get into your Monday morning with a few patches of fog possible once again because the ground remains fairly moist after all the rainfall that we had the last couple of weeks, and that could again allow some patches of fog to develop in low-lying areas, but generally it will be a nice Monday morning for you. And as we look ahead into Monday afternoon, a few clouds will start to drift in, so it won't be quite as sunny as we had today when there was barely any clouds in the sky, but just a little bit warmer and a few clouds possible there by about 4 p.m. with temperature getting right up to around 80 degrees, then cooling off into the upper 60s by the time we hit that sunset hour. Across the rest of the area, we'll be getting to right around 80 degrees with generally mid-70s, some upper 70s possible out across the North Dakota-Montana border region where there will be some additional clouds with that disturbance that I mentioned that will be generally getting deflected off to our south. But Precision Cast will kind of show us how this might end up playing out. We'll see clouds generally begin to increase across the west as we get into Monday afternoon and evening, and potentially again a few showers might drift off towards Bowman and Dickinson as we get into later on Monday. But if we zoom out, we'll see that the remainder of the week will not have anything in the way of rain chances as we push through Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. North Dakota remains nice and dry. Any disturbances will be deflected off to either the north or to the south by that ridge that will remain positioned right over North Dakota. And that will allow temperatures to remain pretty comfortable in the mid-70s to right around 80 degrees. Look at that, sunny skies there Tuesday and Wednesday for Williston with temperatures ranging anywhere from about 75 to 80 degrees, getting up into the lower 80s there by Friday perhaps. In Dickinson, just about the same situation with again a chance of a passing shower possibly later tomorrow afternoon, but then warming up into those lower 80s by the time we get to the middle to later half of this coming week. So not really seeming to be much like early fall, and Minot pretty similar with first day of fall looking like 81 degrees and fair skies and temperatures stabling out right around 80 degrees for much of the work week with nothing in the way of rain chances any of the upcoming days. Bismarck very similar to Minot with the temperature getting up to about 82 there perhaps by the time we get to Thursday, then cooling off perhaps into the mid-70s by Saturday and Sunday, but still above average for this time of September. Tyler?
Above average for sure, Michael. And I had a theory. From what I understand, this is abnormal weather for this time of year.
A little bit.
And I was trying to think, I think Mother Nature is welcoming two California boys, right? This is how it is back home right now.
I think so, yeah. This is the kind of stuff where you just want to go to the beach and just like sit by the ocean. So we can do that by the Missouri River now.
Exactly. I was going to say, I was talking about golfing tomorrow, but maybe I'll go to the desert, hang out by the Missouri River.
That sounds pretty nice. Yep, this is the perfect weather for that.
It is. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. All right, coming up.